Okay, run across and we're out. It's gonna be my first one of these with this gun. Oh boy. What the... Oh god. They got on me real quick too. Hello everyone, this is Fallen Dice, and welcome to episode 16 of my Rebirth playthrough of 7 Days to Die, The Purge. So yesterday we went out, we did, I think, 7 POIs, got ourselves up to 45.5%, and a ton of loot. And I still have the loot ready to sell, the stuff I don't need, the beamer down there, which we're about to go and sell. We went through, did all of our upgrades. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to turn all these into range books because I want to be able to just really level up our machine guns once we do there. So once we sell that, then I want to go ahead and do our silencer mission. The cybernetics. Cornmeal? How much cornmeal do I have? I have these quests just sitting in my thing. I think I just need to do one to complete the quest. Yeah, we're going to do the silencer mission, get the silencer mission knocked out. Yes, I can make chip coops now. And hold on, let's do this putty one as well. So I just need, do I have any more honey in here? No, I need one more honeycomb. But I can throw the resin in my... Yep. Alright, now I just need honeycomb. So that one will just kind of sit in our inventory for, or our quest thing for a while, but once we're done, then we can make this one kind of go away. Alright, so do the silencer. Also, we need to do the harvest, and then the last things that I need to do, I think there's like missing one of a couple things. Aloe vera being the big one, but we're going to do our harvest. And we can actually start cooking because I don't need seeds anymore after this. So whatever's left, we're going to be able to go in here and we're going to go ham and we are going to cook a lot. I have a lot of these different meals. So this is going to make eating a lot easier and a lot more fun here moving along. Looking at my list up there. Hopefully once we do the silencer quest, we can finish leveling up our shotguns. I'm just trying to get shotguns maxed up. My aura is all the way 100 up, or 10 of 10. I just want to finish the shotguns. And then we're going to switch over to the soldier, which is why I'm doing this. And as soon as we switch over to the soldier, I'm going to read all of these, and I'm going to turn them all into shotgun books. So that'll give us a big jump up. And then if we have time left at that point, we'll go ahead and do some purges. So it's kind of a lot of stuff to do here today. So let's go ahead and start it off by hitting up the trader here. And I'm just curious to see how much money I have because I want to buy 2 or 3. Yeah. It's funny, he's in Rexic. And I think if I were to level up my barter to a certain point, it'll start being nicer to me. But that's the first thing we want to do. Before I sell any more, I want to buy better barter. So I can actually... For when I sell this stuff, I should be able to get a better price. Now my better barter is at 1. I could get a second one. I just need to get the money for it. All right, so we're up to 10,487. Again, I want to buy the very minimum better barter, which already went down. Okay, so we are making a difference because the last time when we bought it, it was 6,000. It's already down to 5,280. Maybe I should have waited till after I bought that, because now it's not. Well, that's not too big a difference. 5,160. But I still have 5,000, so I could actually buy another one if I could learn it, which I can't. I could buy another charismatic nature. Nope, don't care. Okay. Treasure under, no. I could get another physician. Critical injuries, 25 faster. Medical healing items heal 50% more versus 25. Okay, that's a possibility. Actually, I could get another Lucky Looter because I'm wearing Lucky. So Lucky Looter and Physician are looking high on my list. Cardio. And I could do another... I could do a bunch of T-Rexes, but no. Okay, let's go with what we know for sure. So we want Lucky Looter. And I'll have to get other stuff when I can have the time. All right. Let's go back. Let's harvest our farm. And let's see what we can cook. I'm pretty sure as soon as I cook some of these things, they're going to come back saying that they give you better deals when you barter. All right, so we did our harvest. The only thing that I haven't maxed all the way out here is the aloe vera. And I'm still 5 short. But on the plus side, I only need 35 more harvesting actions. So halfway or partway through this, I'm actually going to get the bonus and start getting extra of those plants. But all of these can now go into there. So let's see what interesting things we can make. Like, we just opened everything up. All right. Ramsey chili surprise. None of the normal ones I'm used to. Okay. So that takes salmon, chili, and pears. I'm going to make one because that's a lot of things. Ratatouille takes vitamins. Okay, you also only take 1. Or take 2. You're another big one. That looks like a bowl of shit. It's dog food. Lots of cans being used. So I'm really wanting to see which one of these gives us the stuff that I want. Because I know one of these helps me in barter. Salmon of the pears may both, or you can actually keep it down. That's right. On the campfire. Okay, so this chili surprise apparently doesn't give me anything that I want. Just a bunch of food. Okay, so you're meh. All right, I'll check around. We could have had some real chance. See, this was quicker. If you're eating this, you're probably starving. Okay, you also don't give us anything special. So are none of these? And you guys are locked. Alright, well you guys are cooking. I guess we'll go handle this horde. Hello. Kind of anticlimactic. It's fun when you can actually, when you build something and it works, and you can use it and see it work. I don't know who's spitting. Oh, copper? That would make sense. Okay. Yep. Copper. Man. Well, this will hopefully help us to level up our shotgun. Between this and the silencer mission, hopefully we'll be able to move on to the soldier. All right, that's what's going on. Guys, stop doing that. Stay up here. See, this is why... All right, come here, guys. I need you guys, when I have a horde, to not do anything. You guys want to just go and do everything. Okay, are you done? Are we standing put? God. I love the dogs, but that's one thing about the dogs that does kind of frustrate me. Is they want to, every time we have, you know, you're in a horde type of situation with a base, and they just want to go out there, and I don't want them to. All let's go pick up our loot. Oh, you didn't quite die yet, but you are now. If you didn't know, gold, silver, and diamonds. If you get that loot, while you can sell it, don't, because a lot of the higher tier weapons require that as a crafting mat. Ooh, that's another generic DNA boost. Cool. Same thing, we'll get to all this once we're all done. 182, it's not 182 reads, because it's really, you have to do it by 9. So if I go to machine guns, 20, that's a lot. I'll be honest, that is a lot. All right, these are your typical normal meals that we can cook, the typical vanilla ones, and I can make quite a few of those, which is good. I just want to make it through the rest of these. Does any of these give me anything? No. Nope. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I was thinking that these things gave you something. All right. Let's see. All right, silencer quest. And how close are we on thugs? 34. Okay. Well, we'll see where the silencer quest gets us. Here we go. Yep, this is that one. There's the ads. I'm gonna focus the ads before I go back to him. Okay, back to you. More ads. Okay, 3 this time. Again, I'm hoping to be able to level up my shotguns. Not the actual crafting of them, but the class. Okay, all right, dude, you need to knock it off. Doggies, do your job. Your whole purpose is to keep him busy. There we go. Now we got some red ones. This is definitely going easier or better than normal, and the doggies are doing a fantastic job of keeping him busy. Although I am on fire. So I guess they're just different versions of the zombies that we can find, but of this android-ish type of quality. And we got him. Silencer mod, some diamonds, and a bunch of ammo. All right, cool. All right, I am going to head back to base. I did find another couple of those. Oh yeah, I got the zombie putty, and I found those. So we completed all of our quests. Empty. And yeah, so now we'll head back to base. And we'll regroup. Okay, well, I had just finished signing off for the episode here, and looking back, I somehow did not get that recorded. So everything that happened after the fight with to get the silencer didn't happen, which is unfortunate because I went ahead. So I wanted to finish up the soldier. So get that away. So I went ahead and I wanted to do a tier 4. So we went over here to do this tier 4. It was pretty cool. I actually had some secret passages and some things like that. We didn't quite get there. So we came back. We ended up fighting a couple hordes. And then I went up to do a tier 3 over here. I finished it up. I got up enough to move into soldiers. And then I came back, started cooking some concrete while I was making some upgrades. So we switched over to soldiers, and the way we had to do that, man, I really sucks this is gone. So I had to make a soldier fragment book 1 and 2. Those we got because we had already leveled up our axes, combat stone axes, and our machine guns I read the machine guns by reading, and the soldiers was by just using my axe. So we were able to craft the book, put it together, read it. Now we are a soldier. Read all those books, got us up to level 4 soldier and a level 3 machine gun, which, as a soldier, got us up to being able to make. So there's only three weapons in the soldier: the M60, which we made it all the way through and passed, and then this G36, which we now currently have, and then the micro gun. The machine gun we have already was so much more expensive than the next one. So the M60 was just, it was all medium. That's the crazy part. Starts off with medium grade parts, so we didn't even have low grade. And then this one was a medium handle and then high grade barrel and magazine. So it's going to be a long time before we're able to make another one of those, because I only have, well, the handle, medium grade handle. That's right. It only takes the medium, so that's fine. I need the high grade barrel and the high grade magazine. And I currently have one medium grade magazine. I need 5 of those to get the high. And one low grade magazine. So we're a ways away from being able to make the next one. And then when we get to the final tier, which is a micro gun, that's all highs. We also did some farming. And everything now except for the aloe vera has the full 10 across. Some of these are ready to harvest because that was ones I planted before, but I want them all to harvest again at the same time to get everything on there. But as far as our green thumb is, we are 265 out of 300, so we need 35 more plants. So it's 10, 20, 30, halfway through here, or whichever, and then the rest of them it's going to be doubled. Because we will have green thumb tier 2, which is harvest 1 additional planted crop. Eventually, when we get to this one here, it'll be 2, but this is good. And we already have some extra stuff left over. I also went kind of crazy on the cooking. I was using most of our canned food. We got little bits here and there. If you look at this thing, a lot of these, and I can start to make some. So this one, because I got more goldenrods, that's vitamins, goldenrods, and rotting flesh, kind of ick. This one's 1 goldenrod and then the soups, so I can make some more of those. It's 5 of them. 1 goldenrod, 1 cornmeal, and some more canned foods. So you can kind of see how this works. Cool. Made some more of those. But what I'm carrying with me now is the meat stew. And that requires potatoes, corn, meat, cooking fat, and water. All stuff that I can do. But the cool part is when you eat this, well, first off, it gives you a bonus for melee experience, but 30 food, 3 health, 10 water. That's awesome. So that's why I'm kind of carrying it with me now, because that'll help me a lot more in staying hydrated and staying full. I went ahead and took all the stuff that I've been shredding. I was trying to make more concrete, so let's actually cook that radiator. Leave that one. All right, cobblestone. Nope. All right, because I am making ammo. Well, a little bit of ammo. What's stopping me from making ammo? And let's put 762 bullet tips, gunpowder, bullet casing. I can make I have a decent amount of gunpowder, but I'm short on bullet tips and bullet casing. Why I grabbed that, and then we went over here, and we made over 1,700, and I can make another 170. Over here, made bullet casing, already up to 4. So that's no longer the problem. And I was cooking the last of my gunpowder, also no longer a problem. Now I can make, there's a good amount. And what am I going to run out first? Gunpowder again. All right, so 448, 446, almost half. And technically, once you're done cooking, I can also make now 850, because I was short on the limestone. So 8,500 concrete now also being made. Okay. So looks like this is now a double episode, not because there wasn't anything to throw in. I just lost the footage, unfortunately. I guess I can turn those into stuff. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the night is I am actually going to go mining. Well, that ended rather quickly. I didn't get nearly as much as I'd hoped I would. Yeah, 29, 14. It is what it is. Ooh, we have some friends here, though. Alright, I want to actually fight you in my horde, though. Come on, doggies. Leave them alone. It's gonna be one of those things again. Come on, puppies. Stay. 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 There we go. Good dog. Alright, I'm also going to need to get some lights out here. I think it would be nicer to have this lit up a little bit better. Alright, there we go. That was some bad aim. Wait, is that it? A couple more. Alright, definitely not as powerful or overpowered as the shotgun was. We're doing all right. I always have the ability to just switch it up to there if I need it, even though it's going to kill me not having that sight on it. Alright, so let's pop everything open. So I turned off the ones I completed to make it easier to see. I don't want to do any tier 5s, so I'm turning those off, and I'm not trying to do tier 4s because those take too much time. If we're trying to make a big impact and get a lot of stuff done, we should probably take out the tier 3s as well. So now I see where all my tier 2s are. I did the ones down here previously, so I think we're gonna head down here, knock those ones out, move up here, knock those ones out, move up here, knock those ones out, and then into there. So let's see how many tier 2s we can get knocked out. Because the many we're trying to do, trying to think of how to kind of handle these ones. So I'm going to talk a little bit here and there during the busy parts, maybe. But I want to make sure I can kind of cut so we can, if we get a lot of these, we can still fit it in. I've already decided for my next playthrough, whatever it is, I'm not doing the 90-minute days. I'm realizing there's just too much for me to try to edit out to get it in a timely thing. I'd wanted to try to keep most of my episodes, if possible, to 35, 38, kind of minute time frame. I thought that would be a good kind of middle ground-ish. I struggle. You guys already know. If you watch my videos, you know that they're usually closer to 50+ minutes. And again, that's just because I have too much stuff to try to edit out, and I've done a couple where it would have been even longer if I hadn't, and I was just like, it was like from zombie to zombie to zombie, and it wasn't like an artistic choice. That's just kind of how it went. I've done these before. Why am I having such a hard time finding the entrance? Because this is a vanilla one, isn't it? Pretty sure. I'm completely lost. Oh, dang. I had to be a little bit more observant. There we go. You're dead. Run across, and we're in. Okay, run across, and we're out. It's gonna be my first one of these with this gun. Oh boy. What the? Oh god. They got on me real quick too. Okay, I am bleeding. Alright. Again, luckily if I need to, I can always switch to the shotgun, but I would rather... See that? And can you imagine trying to switch to soldiers partway through, like, say, the desert or something like that? The amount of ammo you're going through? I need to just get you guys dead. At least until I get to the, there we go. Let's get the buffers. Wow. I am just, it's, you get so used to how much damage you're doing with, like, those other guns, and then it's not... Wait, did you guys kill all my dogs? think they did. Or did I not take them off stay? I thought I did. Well, we'll see. If I can find the remote device, I'll go ahead and bring them. Man, went through a lot of ammo doing that. That was crazy. That reminded me more of doing the old ones when I didn't have good stuff. I don't know what's going on with me today. So luckily I only missed the one POI. So I finished that POI over there, and I just looked over there and realized I wasn't recording again. I did change the shortcut, to keep it away from something that I accidentally used. I would accidentally turn it off. But this is me forgetting to turn it on, or it not turning on. So I don't know. But yeah, so we were talking about, where did you come from? Let me kill you real fast. Make sure I'm safe. All right, we were talking about like episode length and stuff like that, and kind of just in general my format. I wouldn't say format, but just the way I'm making videos. Because I'm working my way through this. This is, back when I made old Minecraft videos, I kind of specialized in explaining, how to do the different things. Because a lot of those mods back in the day were really kind of complicated. And, so it took a lot to really figure out how to get the most out of them. So I wasn't just showing off my builds and designs and things like that. A lot of times I was trying to explain in a simple way. What the heck is up with this place? Where did you drop? Oh, you're up there. So yeah, just I tried to use my episodes as not just a, hey, look, this is what I did, but to kind of make it easier to understand, especially with some of the ones we did. Now, YouTube, Twitch, everything, it's become so much more than that. It's no longer just, hey, just kind of throwing it together. I mean, one of the things is I gotta have a camera now. And my original, my old Minecraft video days, that was, nobody used cameras. Or at least if you weren't streaming, you didn't use cameras. Like it was not a normal thing to see people making videos with a camera on them. But, nowadays that's kind of become, that's how you do it. That is the way that you make videos. Let's go ahead and do this one as well. All right, and this next one's over here. So my question now is, how do I get better? And that's kind of what I'm doing with these. Let me go grab that. With this series. This is like my first series back making videos. I'm trying, part of it was just getting used to talking to a camera or talking to nobody, when there's nobody there, but you're playing by yourself. And I think I've gotten that part pretty good. I've gotten comfortable having the conversations, telling stories, all those different things like that. So that part is, I would say, good to go. Getting the videos in a small amount of time is a lot more difficult because the day's so long. I got to fit so much into it, and then I got to try to figure out how to cut it out. So that's where I've, like I said, I've kind of been working on that, but getting away from just like the length and everything. Again, talking about the personality. How do I want to be seen, I guess? What's the thing about my videos, somewhere down the road, once I've been doing this for a while and I'm, real comfortable in my skin and how I do this, what do I want that personality to be? And the thing is what I don't want it to be, I know for sure I don't want it to be, is I don't want to try to copy somebody else. Because I think about, the advice that people tend to give a lot when it comes to YouTube and everything is, hey, be yourself. And I understand that part, because I can only imagine how exhausting it would be to try to pretend to be something else every time you make a video. You're getting ready to fire up the camera. It's like, okay, I gotta get into this personality, you know. I gotta have a high-pitched, excited voice. I gotta act like everything's like the greatest thing I've ever seen since sliced bread. Or I've got to purposely not plan so that I can, you know, everything can be a, you know, last-second catastrophe. Will I, you know, can I survive? Will I survive? That by itself, it just kind of sounds exhausting to me. So, you know, what is going to be my style? And I'm trying to figure that out too. As I'm doing all this, it's like I'm figuring out a lot of different things all at once. I'm trying to figure out, you know, how do I make videos that fit in the right time frame? How do I make videos that, you know, convince people to stick around and watch the entire video? I mean, one of the things I notice in a lot, you know, and it's not a complaint. I'm appreciative that I'm getting views at all in general, especially being as I, you know, just started doing this like what 2 weeks ago. You know, for me it's been a lot longer because again, this wasn't the first time I did these, but you know, for a lot of people that just see me now, this is I just starting, you know. But I've got to figure that out. And I'm working on that. All right, let's get back to our car and then we'll kind of pick this up here in a second. Okay, we're at our next locations, the next two. So, you know, I was kind of talking, like just trying to figure out, you know, how I want mine to be. And I realized in that last episode when I kind of was talking about myself, you know, why I was making videos or what my plans were, that felt comfortable. That felt almost like what I want to do. And I'll be honest, what I really want to do is stream. And, you know, I can make videos from the streams, which is fine. This, you know, doing this, you know, periodic, episodic, you know, which is what YouTube is not as fun to me. Like I ask questions hoping someone will, you know, respond back maybe in the comments or something that I can interact with. But it's not the same as streaming where, you know, it's a live, you know, you're interacting with everybody. And I got a taste of that back in the day with Minecraft. I you know, had like 5-10 people would show up and when I was streaming Minecraft, I think it was a mod that I was doing at the time, stranded in the desert and everything. It was kind of cool, but it was fun. Like I really enjoyed that. And I've got a couple buddies that I know if I were to start streaming would definitely kind of show up, you know, maybe some, I know there'd be some people, but what I told myself when I was doing this, again, because like I said, I've been retired, so to say, now for going on 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. 3.5, 4 weeks. We're calling it that. So I'm, you know, that part's new to me. But what I didn't want to happen is like when I initially first started streaming, I would try to pay attention if somebody was in chat, you know, then I would start talking. But I would find myself, I talk about, you know, when I'm looting and I'm focused on looting, I will get quiet, you know, and that's something that I can't do when I'm streaming. I have to make sure that I'm talking so I can carry on these kind of conversations and hoping somebody kind of pops in and everything. But what I decided, it'd be easier, start making some videos, you know, find out if there's people that still enjoy what I put out. And then hopefully once I get to the point of streaming, I can have 1 or 2 people will show up in my chat. I don't need a ton. I just need like you know, I said, 1 or 2 people that are there interacting. And I think that's, I'm not saying I'm insane, I'm great or anything like that, but I think that's where my type of content, I think, would shine. That back and forth interaction, talking about things, you know, what I would enjoy. That's what I want to do, which is ironic because in real life, I'm not a very personable person with people, you know, which I think happens to a lot of us that are gamers. I think that's kind of common, you know, what we can't do in our real life, we end up being really good at online. And I'm looking forward to that. I just don't know what the timing is, you know, when do I make that jump? You how long do I do this before I give that streaming, a try? And I don't have that answer right now. Yet. One that's still up top on this floor. There you are. Gotcha. And we're complete. So yeah, that's my question. When should I start trying to make the streaming stuff? I have a little bit of work I still have to do. I have a Discord that I've created. Haven't really put it out yet, but I do have a Discord ready for it. I have other things that I've kind of prepared for at later stages. Once I kind of get up and running. But I don't want to put everything out like right away. But I still, on the Twitch side, I need to do some work. I need to do the redesign. I did the redesign on my YouTube page. This used to just be Fallen Dice Creations, or I don't know, something weird, and I had a big thing with a Minecraft city I created underground, which was ridiculous. But again, many years ago, quality of the recording, the audios, all those things were not so good. I currently have a really good setup. I intentionally, over the last year, got me this setup, in anticipation of doing what I'm doing now. So I don't have to worry about the mic or the camera, the PC, anything like there. It's just me firing it up, hoping people show up, and then, having fun together. I think that's what gaming's about, right? Enjoying things together, doing things together, sharing. Like I said, my biggest reason for wanting to do this kind of stuff, besides the fact that it's something that keeps me busy, keeps me focused, and keeps me from going insane after 22 years of a very regimented life, but I have more fun playing this game when I get to show off what I do. It's not meant to be cocky. There's lots of people that can do it better than I can, but I think all of us at some point, when we do something cool, we want to share it. We want people to see it. Oh man, I'm not paying attention to my health. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I want people to be able to see the things that I do. I want to be able to interact with people as I do it. And I want to just kind of have fun. Like that's what I want this to be for me, is having fun. I think that's the best part about not needing this as a job. This isn't me going into expecting something because I have to. If I don't, oh come on, you guys. If I don't, then I might have to go out and get, do something else. Like I'm not doing this trying to get famous. And we're done. This is just simply something that I enjoy doing. Want to be able to do as my thing. Moving on. So, okay, this is a weird one. Gotcha. All right, we're out. I have so much stuff to loot. This is crazy, and these are all big time. I wouldn't say big time. They're bigger because these are tier 2s. So it's definitely more to have to loot. All right. Gotcha. And the funny part is, when it comes to like the streaming and stuff, I think my kids are more excited about it than I am. And, they're young. Well, they're in high school, freshmen in high school. I have twins. And then their older brother, he's a junior. So all three of them are in high school, but they're all, I guess in their mind, it's they want to be able to say, hey, watch my dad. Which, not the reason I do it, but I they've been kind of pushing me and other things. So I don't know. I think in my mind, I should probably start considering a time frame of when I would like to actually do this, because I'm realizing in these talky episodes that I can continue talking without anyone talking back to me, which is, I don't know if that's what that says about me, but I can. So I don't know. Maybe that fear of streaming is something that I'm already in a position where I can kind of do, because I think I can have this and just, if somebody pops in midstream while I'm talking like this and having a conversation with myself, then I can immediately switch over to them Oh, I love this place. This used to be a fun one to do. This really auto, right? Yep. Cool, cool. But so let's head in here. So I guess things stopping me from streaming right now. Come on, making noise. Number one is my Twitch page. So, like I said, I had redesigned my YouTube page. It's now Fallen Dice Plays. And I need to transition my Twitch page to match that as well. I have an entire list of stuff. I really did a lot of thought about this. When I originally thought I was just going to go straight from retirement to streaming and not do the YouTube. But because I decided to go with the YouTube first, I kind of didn't do all the things that I was planning on doing. So I have a list of stuff that I need to do. So again, like the first thing is to fix the Twitch page. I need to work on notifications. Figure out what I want for the notifications to be. Because I think that's part of it. I don't want to have to start with one thing and then transition after a little while. I'd rather just have everything ready to go. And right from the beginning, that's our theme. That's our that's our jam, so to say. And again, I just want it to be comfortable. I just want it to be me having conversations with people, playing some games. And that's the cool part. Once I get to the point where I get people that actually just want to watch me play, I can do other things. Because right now, I'm pretty much probably going to be stuck doing 7 Days to Die. And I'm okay with that. I love this game. Like I said, I've played this game a ton, from alphas all the way back to, I think, alpha 10 or 11. You know, this I made through like probably 10, 11, 12 different alphas over time as I've been playing this game. So I've got a lot of experience. And I enjoy it, which is and this is one of those things where I saw that I could actually fit in. There's a lot of times that I'll be bored because I run out of videos to watch or something like that. So I decide, hey, let's go see see what's being streamed on 7 Days. And there's not a lot. And not to, everybody has different types of likes and whatnot. And I haven't really found a lot of those kind of streams that are, I would say, up my alley. So I don't tend to watch them. I don't tend to stick around. A lot, and maybe it's just because I'm not part of that community yet, and I have to kind of get, welcomed in, because a lot of it, especially a lot of these where they invite people to play with them on the server, and they kind of sit around like a king, in his castle, holding court, so to say. I remember when I would stream Minecraft back in the days with my buddies, on the Minecraft server. We would chit-chat with people if they came in there, but we were just having fun with ourselves. We were just having a good old time. And like I said, nobody was, the big bad or anything like that. We were just a bunch of goofy friends playing Minecraft together. And there might be some of that comes along as well too. I would love to get some of those guys back playing again. We just, kind of don't play together as much as we do. Sometimes a new game or new update will come out, and we'll make a server and people will pop on for a little bit. But there's only a couple of us that really stick around and stick it out and play a bunch. It kind of is what it is. So that's, if I, again, this I'm hoping will help me to find more people, like-minded people that want to play and have a good time. All right, that one's done. And I'm getting infected left and right here, but I'm having fun. See, this is what I enjoy. This is what I want to do. This kind of conversation here. I wish I was, that I could have it in real time with other people. I think this would be fun to talk with other people about it. But all right, let's out of there for a little bit, and let's mark another loot. How many is that so far? Because we are cruising through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's already 7 tier 2s we did. We're up to 50.3. But I'm also, that's also a lot of recording we've been doing over there. What time of the day is it? 10:51. And I don't want this to be an hour and a half episode. All right, so let's see. Our next one that we're doing is over here. All right, so I'm just going to kind of run through this one then. We'll do a couple of these where I'm not like having a constant conversation with everything, so we can kind of jump into whenever we get to a fight. And let's get a few more of these POIs knocked out. All right, I think this one is I believe this one is vanilla. Yep. Tier 2 vanilla should be fairly straightforward. If I remember right, the area up there has a lot of things that you kind of fall through on the floor, which makes it really annoying. I've seen some people make horde bases out of it. And I could imagine the type of the... I knew I was going to fall through there. A lot of those bases that I see, though, they're kind of like have them come up very thin walkway toward, funneled towards where you're kind of taking them down. Which I can understand if you're playing shorter days, so to say, and you don't got a lot of time to put into getting your base ready. All that's left is this guy here. That makes sense. It's not the way the way I like to play. And I have to be true to myself. I have to play the way I enjoy playing, because if I'm not actually having fun, I just know that's going to it'll show, and other people will see it too. And this is much better than on a roof of a tier 5. Should be fairly easy to take them down. Let's get close to spawn them. There they are. Are they all over there? Get off, get off, get off, get off. I haven't been paying attention. Oh, I can make a tier 2 of this now. So we are leveling up. I'm not actually sure why I was taking damage. Did they actually get up to close enough to hit me? Let's see if we get anything good in the bags. Okay. What is going on? I'm taking damage somehow. Oh, there we go. You have been taking pot shots at me. Okay. Alright. Somebody else is around that's got like a gun or something. Or was that one of the two I shot? That was crazy. I didn't even see them, and I just kept taking damage. That is wild. All right. Well, it's an upgrade to the one I have. It's all right. Another block damager I can kind of pop in. Some more weapon parts. All right. It's all right. Dump you in the trunk. All right. We're down here. I'm going to head up there and there. What time is it right now? It's 12:18. Yeah, we still got a bit of time. I'm going to do these last two, I think. And then we need to loot. I think this is going to be my last POI that I run through. After this, I really need to start looting. But I want to get my pets before I do that, because I need to be able to help. They need to be able to help me. And I think I'm actually would like to bring with me steroids, just right off the bat, knowing that I'm going to be using steroids. That way I can pack more with fewer runbacks. I can fully stock myself, because I think I've gotten my pack mule up high enough that now I can be completely full and still move. Yeah, I definitely Definitely gonna need to get my pooches. Going through these POIs is fun though. I'm starting to feel the machine gun a bit more. It's definitely not as overpowered as the shotgun was. Oh, there you are. You finally found me? Yeah, it's definitely not as overpowered as that shotgun, which, I mean, that was the final tier shotgun, so it makes sense. Okay, we gotta go up this rope. I remember this one, and I hate this one. It's so hard to actually get off the rope where you want to go. There we are. Oh, made it. First time. Yeah, right. Yeah, so we're going to finish this one. Go grab our pets. And then go on a loot fest. I'm curious to see what I get here. We're 50.8, so we will be above 51% at the end of this. Cool, and we're done. All right, we're gonna mark this one, and I'm gonna go grab the dogs, and I'm gonna loot, and I will come back once we are done with all the looting and show off all the goodies we got. Again, I'll record while we're doing it, so if I find anything really cool, you can kind of see my reaction as I find it. Another horde. Already seemed more tame than the one we had at night. I don't see anyone buffed. Yeah, I think we're going to do all right with the machine guns. It's going to take us a little bit to get our levels up, and that's where it'll start doing more damage. Easier to reload, all that kind of stuff. But I think for the most part, we're doing good. Level 4. I think we have to finish up getting through level 5 of Soldier before we can actually start putting more points into machine guns, but we're getting there. Ooh, there's our first quad. Nice. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Cool. I can pop you back in now. Alright, so we're once again at the traders. There wasn't anything super major. I found a couple recipes, but like nothing major as far as like what I was really looking for. But definitely got a lot of stuff to sell. And looks like he has another mission for us now. We did all the previous missions, so this will be a new one. Alright, 18,500, and I just bought 11 aloe vera leaves from the farming guy too, so that's awesome. Alright, let's look at ourselves and see what we can do. So tier 5, I could buy charismatic nature. Again, remind me, I gotta make sure I got the right one. See, this doesn't help me at all, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, lucky looter, I've bought in 2, which is what I can buy. I could buy a physician. Okay. And I could buy a pack mule. Alright, let's grab those 2 first, because those are huge. Physician, pack mule. Alright, that puts us at 5? Yes, which means I can now dump into my car. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's grab a couple healing factors. Technically, I could still get one. Wait. I can't read the other healing factor? Oh, I got a little bit left to go. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave that saved. What can I get for 25? Those are all 28s. Alright, that's all I can do for now. I have enough to make another charisma book. I can also make a block damage 2 out of the 2 block damage ones I have. Okay. Which one? Make sure I get the right one. Yeah, we want Daring Adventure. Or Better Barter. Better Barter. Okay. So I have submachine guns, nope. Batons, nope. Handguns, nope. Size, nope. And I'm going to go ahead and start using the melee ones for axe. Oh, what do I need for healing factor? All right, I'm going to do 1 constitution. There we go. That means I should now be able to read that book. Okay, there we go. That's awesome. That's why I want to keep that there just like that. I'm not going to use it except for when I really need to get something. When I bring that down, that'll give me the chance to make a running speed tier 2. And when that's done, I can make a running speed tier 3. Alright, and where does that land me? 6% increase. Okay, so right now for machine guns, I can make a tier 2, and I am a tier 4 soldier. So I'm going toward soldier now, not the actual machine gun. So there's tier 5. And there we go. And we're close to being able to make a tier 3. Okay. Alright, so did not go the way I expected this episode. I'm still kind of bummed about what didn't get captured. But I think it did lead me to a different conversation and a different, path of conversation on this for streaming. So if you did stick around, you did watch the whole thing. If you have any thoughts on that, please feel free to put the comments in the section below. I will definitely read them and respond to them, and then we'll see where we kind of move from there. But I would like to progress to the streaming part here sooner rather than later. I know I have to move in about 2 months, month and a half to 2 months. And I think I was kind of maybe thinking of waiting until after then, because wherever I move to, it's going to be a new setup, and I want to, do some work on the background behind me and some other things. But it may not, maybe I don't wait that long. But just let me know what you guys think. If you did enjoy this, though, even though it was kind of, just go ahead and leave a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. It definitely helps me out a lot. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.